Hola chicas, and welcome to the Diary of a Chica in Progress. For today's very first episode, we're going to be talking about how to save and plus how to learn some budgeting tools. Now, before we go into that, I would like to introduce my channel. Now, in my channel, we're going to be encouraging women how to be financially literate, as well as to teach women that personal growth and progress can be your superpower. And before we talk about that, I want to get into our schedule. Now, every Monday, we're going to have Money Talks Monday, and that's where we're going to talk about more financial side of the channel. And every Friday, we're going to have Chisme Fridays, and that's when we're going to talk about our more personal side of the channel. Now, let's get into today's topic. You like money. I like money. So let's find ways to save our money together. Our first little budgeting hack is going to be the 50, 30, and 20 rule. And that is where we're going to put 30% of our paycheck after taxes into our wants, 20% of our paycheck into our savings, and then the 50% remaining we're going to put into our needs. Now, how that looks like is, let's say your check comes out to 1,000. Now, 50% of that you're going to put towards needs. Now, those needs can look like groceries, bills, necessities you're going to be needing for either that week or stuff that are going to be coming. And then wants. Now, this is where people get confused. Wants and needs, two different things. Wants are something that you don't really need, like that $6 cup of coffee that you're spending at your local cafe every day is costing you $42 a week, which brings you to $168 a month, and to down at the end of the year is $2,016 that can go into your savings account. That could be towards a new car, that could be towards college, that could be any goal that you want, just not to your local coffee shop. Okay, now let's talk about again that paycheck I brought up from earlier. Say your paycheck's coming to $1,000 per, let's say, biweekly. Now, if you're getting $1,000 biweekly, that gives you $2,000. Now, let's go back to that 50, 30, and 20 rule. Now, if we're again using the example of $1,000, 50% per needs is going to be $500 you have to work with, and 30% into wants, which leaves you to $300 to work with. So that brings you the ending total of 20% into your savings. It brings you to a total of $200 put into your savings account. Now, I personally don't use the 50, 30, and 20 method, at least not anymore. When I was beginning to learning about how to save money, I think it's a great beginner budget tool to use. But I do realize as I got older and I got into different jobs that that budget tool is not always going to work for every case scenario. How I personally do it now is I look at my paycheck and I look, okay, what are my expenses per the month? That is gas, bills, groceries, anything else I have to pay within that month. And whatever else I have left over, I will put towards my savings. Now, sometimes I do 20%, or sometimes I will do 25%, or I'll do 30%. It all depends on what you really have to use at the end of the month after you're done with your bills and expenses for the month. And you have some wiggle room to work with, put as much as you can into savings. Now, I'm not saying don't leave any money for you to leave for the end of the week. You do need money to live off. Just gas and other things, just daily occurrences. Now, how I do it is I'm gonna just say $1,000. Now I'll put maybe $300 into savings, and I'll try to use about $400 to $500 just to have within those 2 weeks until I get my next paycheck. And then whatever else, maybe I'll put into savings, or I use to put into my brokerage account for investing. Now that we talk about the 50, 30, and 20 rule, I do want to talk about the rest of the budgeting tools I have. Now, if you are an iPhone user, you already have this into your iPhone. You have this app called Numbers, and within that app, they already have a built-in personal budget spreadsheet. Now, I highly recommend iPhone users to use this. Now, what it has, you're gonna go into that spreadsheet, and it's gonna have a little chart. And within that little chart, it's gonna tell you all the stuff you have. It's gonna focus on what money is coming in, what money is going out, and then what money you're gonna have left over. And I highly, highly, highly recommend this tool for anyone that wants to learn how to save money or is new to saving money. This shows just on paper what you have to spend and save. Totally great. Please use it. Another tool is just writing down everything, your expenses, your paycheck, how much you have. Sometimes writing it on paper is easier because if it don't work out on paper, it ain't gonna work out in real life. And that is the truth. Now, the other and last budgeting tool is you can make your own little pie chart using whatever pie chart tool you want to use. It could be Google, it could be whatever one you want. Just use it. In that pie chart, it is going to be kind of like the number spreadsheet. It's just going to show you what money is coming in, what money is going out, and what money you're going to have left over to save. Saving money is important, folks. Having that extra tuna at the end of the week can help you for a flat tire, can help you for that new work uniform that you need because the other one got destroyed. Anything life has to offer, you will already have that money saved up. Now, that is it for today's video. I just want to give you a huge thanks for making it through the whole video, and thank you so much for your support. Now, don't forget to subscribe and comment down below what was your favorite tool to learn in today's video. All right, bye chicas!